Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that the price of thousands of products has suddenly changed. The products are the same, the factory costs haven't moved, but somewhere between a shipping container leaving a foreign port and arriving at an American warehouse, the government added a new tax. That is the core mechanism of a tariff. But in 2026, America is using this tool for far more than just generating revenue at the border. Washington has integrated tariffs into its broader industrial policy and national security strategy. The goal is to use economic pressure to dictate where the world manufactures everything from cars to semiconductors. For decades, the global economy operated on the principle of maximum efficiency. Companies built products wherever costs were lowest and logistics were most reliable. This produced highly complex supply chains. A single product might be designed in California, using components sourced from China, before being assembled in Mexico and sold back in the United States. But this efficiency created deep vulnerabilities. Washington argued that relying on foreign manufacturing for critical goods while running persistent trade deficits represented a threat to the country's economic stability. The solution was Tariffs 1.0, a direct attempt to make foreign goods more expensive, give American companies breathing room, and incentivize factories to return home. That effort hit a major legal wall in February 2026. The Supreme Court struck down the administration's sweeping global tariffs, ruling that the president could not use emergency laws to claim such broad taxing authority without clear approval from Congress. While it looked like the trade war might be over, the administration simply pivoted. They began searching for more durable legal routes to maintain economic pressure. This pivot created Tariffs 2.0. Instead of one sweeping emergency order, the White House began utilizing specific statutes, like Section 301 and Section 232, to bypass the court's ruling and establish more permanent trade barriers. The focus moved away from broad taxes on consumer goods toward protecting specific industries deemed critical for domestic capacity. In April 2026, the administration announced a 100% tariff on patented pharmaceutical products and ingredients, unless the companies involved reached specific onshoring or trade deal arrangements. This high tariff strategy also extended to technology. By August, the government placed a 100% tariff on certain sensitive drones and their internal components. Under this new philosophy, trade policy is used to identify and isolate specific foreign industries that America considers a strategic threat. Foreign manufacturers often respond through transshipment. Products are shipped to another country, undergo minor processing to mask their origin, and enter the U.S. through a different route. Washington estimates these tactics cost up to $26 billion in lost revenue yearly. In response, many companies are pursuing China Plus One strategies, moving physical production facilities to alternative manufacturing bases like India or Vietnam to diversify their geopolitical risk. These trade barriers are effectively redirecting the flow of globalization, forcing companies to prioritize political stability and supply chain security over raw manufacturing costs. There is a risk in treating tariffs as a Swiss Army knife of policy, a single tool addressing everything from forced labor to foreign subsidies. For multinational companies, the constant shifts in rates and legal justifications create a climate of uncertainty, making it difficult to plan long-term investments. The IMF warned in 2026 that high tariffs would likely reduce U.S. GDP while having only a modest effect on the actual trade deficit. Furthermore, taxing a trading partner's exports often invites retaliation. This can lead to a chain reaction of taxes on American agricultural products, taxes on aircraft, and taxes on energy. While tariffs provide Washington with significant leverage in negotiations, the resulting higher costs are eventually distributed among companies, suppliers, and American consumers. These policies signal a move toward managed trade. In this system, access to the American consumer market is contingent on meeting specific domestic investment or national security requirements. The tariff functions as both a penalty and an incentive. Manufacturers can either pay the border tax or receive relief by building their factories inside the United States. Consider two suppliers. Country A can manufacture a component 20% cheaper. Country B is more expensive, but is a close political ally. Under the new logic of trade, Country B wins the contract because they represent a more secure and resilient supply chain. In this environment, efficiency is no longer the sole objective. Resilience and political alignment are becoming the primary metrics of global business. The global economy is currently testing the limits of this trade-off, trying to determine exactly how much efficiency the world is willing to sacrifice for the sake of security. This tension goes beyond a simple rivalry between major powers. It is a debate over economic sovereignty, deciding which industries a nation must control to protect its own future. By linking trade to national security, the United States is pushing trading partners and multinational corporations to decide where they fit in a more fragmented and defensive system. Global business strategy now revolves around a singular concern: who controls the supply chain when the rules of trade suddenly change?